All right, let's dive into a football match that seriously had everything. A bit of rivalry, massive stakes, and a hero who was forged in, well, about the most hostile environment you can imagine. We're talking about this season's absolutely fiery Catalan Derby between Barcelona and Espanyol. You know, you look at a field packed with global superstars, and you'd think, okay, a striker's gonna grab the headlines, maybe a midfielder. But this match, this one was different. So it makes you ask the question, in a game that's almost always about who scores the goals, how on earth does a goalkeeper become the undisputed star of the show? The answer is this man right here, Joan García. And trust me, you're going to want to remember that name because his performance under some truly immense pressure became the single biggest story of this entire derby. Now, to really appreciate just how brilliant Garcia was, you have to understand the atmosphere he walked into. The build-up to this game was less about tactics and more about off-field drama. A seriously hostile reception was brewing, and it was all aimed right at him. And this right here gives you a sense of the pressure cooker he was in. See, Garcia used to play for Espanyol, and now he's in goal for their biggest rivals, Barcelona. And the Espanyol fans, they let him have it. Every single time he touched the ball, it was just this deafening wall of whistles. Some fans even held up drawings of rats. Just imagine trying to stay completely focused with that kind of intense personal attack coming from thousands of people who used to cheer for you. So the match gets going, and right away, Barcelona takes control. But the big offensive explosion everyone expected, it just never happened. The first half was a total grind, really just a story of pure frustration for Barca. They had the ball the whole time, but they just couldn't turn all that possession into any real danger. And this slide lays out the tactical problem perfectly. Yeah, Barcelona controlled the game. They had the ball forever. You saw flashes of individual skill. But what they were missing was the most important part, that interior game. What that means is they couldn't find those sharp passes through the middle to break down Espanyol's defense. Espanyol just clogged up the center, forcing Barca wide, and as a result, key attackers like Fran Torres and Marcus Rashford were pretty much stranded. In a tight game like this, individual performances get put under a microscope. And this match really boiled down to two players at completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Their performances pretty much told the story of the whole day. First, the hero, Joan García. Facing down all those boos, all that pressure from the fans of his old club, he was just majestic. He was a rock, made huge saves, and just owned his penalty area with this incredible authority. It was truly an historic performance. And then, on the flip side, you had Raphinha. Now, villain might be a little strong, but his performance was a major problem for Barcelona's attack. The coach tried playing him in a central role, and he looked completely lost out there. He just couldn't get into the rhythm of the game at all. It was a tactical gamble that just didn't work. So the game is totally deadlocked, Barcelona's frustrated, Espanyol is defending like their lives depend on it, and Joan García is a brick wall in goal. It was really starting to feel like this one might end scoreless, but in the second half, something had to give. And it finally did. Now, what's so wild about this is the sheer weight of history hanging over this game. According to ESPN Global Research, Barcelona had scored in their last 38 straight games. 38! I mean, they're a scoring machine, but they were being completely shut down. The pressure was on to make it 39 and keep that unbelievable streak alive. And where did the breakthrough come from? The bench. The coach makes the call, brings on fresh legs with world-class talent in Dani Olmo and Robert Lewandowski. And the impact? It was immediate. First, Olmo smashes one in to break the deadlock. Then, Lewandowski adds another to seal it. The formula was simple. The subs came on and they delivered a really hard-fought 2-0 win. So, Barcelona gets the 3 points. But what does a gritty win like this actually mean in the grand scheme of things? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the LaLiga title race. This quote really just sums it all up. This wasn't just any old win. These 3 points cement Barcelona's spot at the very top of the table. It gives them some crucial breathing room over their biggest rivals, Real Madrid, and it means they can head into their next big tournament, the Supercopa, with confidence. And what's on the horizon for these two clubs? Well, Barcelona's off to a huge Supercopa de España semifinal against Athletic Club. Meanwhile, Espanyol will be looking to bounce back from this derby and get back to business in a La Liga match against Levante. And that really brings us full circle, doesn't it? It leaves us with a bigger question. Look, we can analyze tactics and formations and stats all day, But after watching a performance like Joan Garcia's, in the face of all that adversity, you just have to wonder, isn't the real, unforgettable story of sports just about the human response to pressure? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us.